In this video, I'm talking to the Wellbeing warrior, Luisa Convers, who shares some amazing knowledge around how you can take care of your physical health, which will also impact positively on your mental and emotional well-being. Hello, my name is Melanie Appleyard. I'm a teacher and enabler who facilitates social, emotional and spiritual transformation in adults and children who desire to feel happier, more confident and more connected. Okay, so today's guest is the amazing wellness warrior, Luisa Convers. Luisa is a fantastic yoga teacher and wellness guru who helps you transform your physical and mental health so you can show up in your power and radiance and shine your light to the world.
Whoa.
Yeah, Luisa's kindly offered to talk to you today about how taking care of your physical health can have a huge impact on your mental well-being, and I'm so excited for this interview. So, Luisa, I've known you for some time now, and I've been blown away by your commitment to not only maintaining your own physical and mental well-being, but also to helping other people improving theirs. So what led you to begin this journey?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your invitation. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be here, and thank you for that presentation. That's like the word guru is always like too big, but yes, thank you. So what led me to this journey? I am a lucky daughter. I say always that my mom had a very huge impact into my life and into my spiritual development and the connection with yoga. She was always doing yoga nidra, which is like conscious relaxation, conscious sleeping. You know, when you are before going to sleep, she would read a story, but then she would also lead me into conscious relaxation. She would say, close your eyes, your body is very heavy, feel that you are like floating or flying or whatever. And she would always take me to these wonderful worlds, and I would fall asleep in such a peaceful state. And she was always, people were saying always about my mother that she was above the good and bad. You know, she was above everything. She wouldn't get very stressed out, even when circumstances were very difficult. She died of cancer, but she really were in a huge connection with herself, and very healthy. So that, I think that was one part, like what I got from home. And then a story, that I have, that I share that story sometimes because it's a very heavy story, is Colombia. I am from Colombia. I'm Colombian, South America, lots of mountains. And there is a big mountain, 5,003 meters high above level sea. And I was a guide there. And as a guide, I got lost at the top of the mountain coming down. I got lost at 5,000 meters. And it was snowing, and I was alone together with my partner at the time. And we were like in the movies, you know, like we were freezing out, and we said goodbye. This is the last time we're going to breathe here, because this is. So I had a near death experience at that moment. I went out finally after many hours and falling asleep and seeing, you know, things, you know, tunnels and lights, and having a death experience. And that brought me into a huge state of consciousness, connection, and knowing that we have one very short trip in our journey into this body, and we should honor our body as much as we can, because that's our temple and our vehicle, you know, to transit this journey. So yeah, that was
Absolutely. They're amazing
Yeah,
experiences. And it's
yeah.
interesting the impact that your mum had on you from such a young age, because I think quite often as parents, you underestimate really just how huge an impact you do have them and how you do influence the future lives. So,
Yes.
and that's amazing. And likewise with your near-death experience, I know for myself, I had cancer in 2013 and it just changes your outlook completely. You know, I went down the same route. I researched diet, I researched all the different things that I could do, the mental, emotional. I went down the angelic Reiki route and the meditation route. So a similar experience really is you find yourself and you learn to really value what's important, don't you, and make huge life changes. So
Yes,
it's
that's true.
amazing.
That is true. And actually, it's a kind of sad in a way that we have to go through extreme experience to
Mm.
acknowledge how valuable our life is.
Yeah.
We should have that chip already. I think we have that
No.
chip. When we come to this experience, we have that chip already. Our soul knows, but we forget. Along the way, we forget, and then we get so disconnected. And it's
Mm.
like a longing from the soul wanting to get there to, to that consciousness, and we forget. Internet is there, TV, Netflix, relationships, jobs, everything is there to make us just forget
Yeah.
that the commitment is actually with our bodies in a huge part. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I said I've did my own research, and I know from my research and my experience of having cancer in the past that diet is so, so important to good health. And I know this is also a big part of your well-being journey. So besides the positive impact on our physical health, how can we use diet to improve our emotional health?
Oh, huge. Um, it is also the research says as well that, for example, young people like teenagers, they get, or children, even children, they with ADHD and these, behavioral issues, or even depression. It is when you go and look at their diets, you can really make an important link between high amount of sugars or carbs and these situations,
Mm.
health disease, health and issues. And for example, as well, when your gut is there is no coincidence that they call the gut the second brain. So everything what you get on your guts and your the health of your gut will affect in a huge way your mental health, not only your physical but also your health, health. And also, for example, when you have the right amount of minerals and vitamins,
Mm.
um, that will also contribute to your well-being. And of course, if you feel physically good, if you have energy, if you feel that everything is working properly, that you can go out for a run, that you can go out for just a walk, you don't have to be an athlete, but just that you can function properly within a society and with your family and your partner and your sexual life and you as a mother, as a father, then you have a mental, you are happy, then
Yeah.
it will directly it will directly affect in a positive way, your mental health. So it is, I think, one of the biggest issues, like when you can go you can run, you can go to the fitness, you can do affirmations, you can the best job that you love, but if you are eating trash, you are going to resent that in a very in your mind and of course in your physical health. So yeah, it is
Yeah.
such an important aspect.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes if you're not eating the right foods, your energy levels just drop, don't they? And then you
Yes,
just don't feel like doing anything. So,
exactly. Yes,
yeah.
and it's all about fruits. It's about veggies, vegetables. It's about, if you eat meat. I don't eat meat, but of course, if you eat meat, then great amounts of fish. Omegas are very important. Vibrant fruit, and vibrant meals, food. Ideally, they could be organic. And ideally, if you eat meat, that from which butcher is coming or from which farm is coming. This is also important because there is a energetic connection also with our food, and that will also help or not with our mental health. So yeah, there are many things to have into consideration, but there is also, it's like common sense in a way, like too much sugar, too much bread, too much cakes, too much Snickers and Mars and all these things.
Not good.
I know they are nice, yes, in a way, but they can, they cannot be. They can damage in a huge way.
I always remember my mum-in-law bringing my daughter home from gymnastics at a young age, and she came in the house and she's just running around completely mental, and it's like, what she had? She said, oh, she only had one of those energy drinks from the fridge.
Oh my God.
Wow. But you could see it. You could see how all that sugar really affected her behavior and energy levels.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
sometimes if you're struggling with the children and they're misbehaving and everything, sometimes having a look at the diet and how much sugar they're having can really make that huge difference, can't it? So
that's true.
Yeah, I know that during lockdown, whether through boredom or stress, many people have found themselves to be snacking more. Do you have any tips around forming healthier habits?
I always have a bottle of water next to me, so water will help me greatly with like this need for snacking, and also having sometimes in the morning I like to put some lemon or salt, and that will a little bit of salt in your water will help you to mineralize your body, and that will give you a sense of being more, I don't know, it helps in a way. Also, when you are snacking, then instead of like pushing it away, then maybe it would be good to see why are you wanting to snack more. For example, if you are in need of magnesium, if you are lacking magnesium in your body, you would most probably would like to have chocolate. If you find yourself like eating chocolate a lot, then it might be a relationship between a lack of minerals, of vitamins in your body, or if you are wanting more sugar, then it's also good to check if you have. We are all having lacks of minerals and vitamins, all of us, because the foods, the minerals in the soils are not the same as the minerals of the soils of our grandparents. They were eating proper and real clean broccolis and tomatoes and fruits. They were like, the earth, the soil was fertile, was good. Now they are full of insecticides and full of chemistry things, chemicals, and they are poor in vitamins and minerals. So when we are lacking that, we most probably will go and want to have more snacks. I like also to have some fruits at home, like blueberries are great source of I forgot the name, and how is the name of well, it will come back.
They're high in vitamin C as well.
Yes, it's vitamin C. Yes, antioxidants. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
So blueberries, strawberries, water. Anyway, nuts. Nuts and seeds, and like sunflower nuts, sunflower seeds, and all these things. They are very good, and they will feed you. You will feel like, and what is very, very important is to have a proper breakfast. When you have a proper breakfast, like strong, heavy in a way, not with bread, but for example, good eggs, If you eat meat with bacon and tomatoes and, you know, like very greasy, fatty eggs,
Yeah.
they will keep you pretty much full the rest of the morning, and you are not going to find yourself at 10 or 11 having a croissant or having something to, you know, to opening the fridge to have something. You will pretty much go through the morning with it. I also have bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you know what is
Right.
it. It's coffee.
Yeah.
So I have my first coffee in the morning is a very heavy one. I have my black coffee, and I put 2 spoons of ghee or coconut oil, and I put a spoon of MTC oil, and then I blend that. It's like a cappuccino, but it's a cappuccino without the milk, and it's a very fatty coffee.
Yeah.
And
Is that what you
it's,
use? Is it a keto diet?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, but you don't have to do specifically keto diet to do that. You can just have that and have your, you know, but it's going to, that fills you in for the rest of the morning. So that's going to help as well. But yeah, it's normal that people will like to snack more, but I don't think, especially during, because we are more time at home, but it is more a thing of being stressed out or having a lack of vitamins and minerals. So it would be worth to check that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good tip. Thank you.
Mm.
So, movement and exercise is also very good for our physical health. But again, how does this also affect our mental well-being?
um, Exercise and food. What? Say it again. Sorry.
Movement and exercise
Yes.
is really good for our physical health. So a lot of
Yes.
people know the physical benefits of that, but how does that also affect our mental well-being?
Well, the same as I said in the beginning. If you are well in your body, then you are going to be well in your mind. And also, we tend to think that we should think that we are or physical or mental, but we are spiritual beings. We are holistic beings. We are one. We cannot start to say, oh, this is the body and this is the mind. We are one. So when one is going well, the other is going well as well. And actually, they are both correlated in a way that you again, you can have a very, very strong mind and a very good emotional, you know, health. But then if you are not taking care of your body, then at some point that's going to calm down. So, and at the same, you can be very, very strong, but if your mind is not really supporting that physical strength, then it's not going to work out at some point. So it is very important to have both and to see both as one system. They are not separate. That's the thing, that sometimes we tend to think like, oh, I just go to the fitness and that's it. But then I have very bad relationships and I don't like myself and I don't love myself, and I'm going to the fitness. I'm not doing anything. You know, so you have to feed both bodies. Actually, we have 10 bodies in the Kundalini yoga tradition. We speak about 10 bodies. So it's not only the physical body and the mental body, but we have the pranic body, and we have, that's another conversation. It's soul body. We have another, but we have to feed them the pranic body through breath, you know. But we are one. At the end, we are just one, and we have to feed them equally in a way.
Yeah, that leads me on very nicely to my next question. One of the things that you're well known for is your amazing yoga classes, which I've attended some of your online ones, and they're fantastic. And I know you've been delivering them online for many people during lockdown. Why would you recommend yoga?
Oh, for many reasons. Many reasons. Again, we go back to the conversation of mental and physical. So it's going to help you to connect with your body, to really ground yourself and acknowledge that you have a body, and that every time you do yoga, like I was recording videos today for a course that I'm launching in March, and I had to do like, I don't know, many takes and sun salutations, and every sun salutation was a journey, like a trip deep down into myself, and it was beautiful. At the end, I was like meditating and floating, and it was so beautiful. And it's this acknowledgement of, I have a vehicle, this is my temple, this is my chariot, you know. And when you start to connect with that, you start to bring yoga outside of the mat, which is the magic of it. Yoga, for me, yoga happens 10% of the mat and 90% outside. And so when you start to practice yoga, then you start to bring that practice that you are learning in the mat outside, to your relationships, to your talks, to your conversations, to your decisions, to every. So you become so much aware and conscious of everything, and then you really start to see very closely, how are your decisions, how are your relationships, are you really loving what you are doing, are you really doing what you are loving, you know. You become so awake with the practice. So that's only for that I would recommend yoga, but also to stay vital and stretch out and move your body and maybe get more flexible. Our back is like our hanger, you know. We hang our bones and our skin and our whole body in the back, and if we don't have a strong back when we are 60, 70, 80, we're going to have trouble. So it is by doing yoga now, we are investing in the future anyway. So yeah, that's why I would recommend yoga. Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing way to put it, and it really does make you think about it. It's
I'll give you an example on how I bring yoga outside. For example, every time, if you have been in one of my yoga classes, you might maybe heard me say, when we go into balance posture, you know, like the tree or something, that you put one foot on the floor and you lift one foot up. By being there, looking that physical balance, you are so not busy, but you are so into looking for your physical balance that you get really connected, and you get from that physical balance, that will translate at some point into mental balance. So when I'm calling to somewhere at the government offices or a bank, you know, or to a client service that you have to stay half an hour on the phone, instead of me fighting with the phone and the stupid music that they put to wait, I do a posture, you know. I do a balance posture. You will see me always on the phone with one foot on the floor and one foot up. Or when my partner or my son my partner doesn't discuss with me, but with my son is discussing with me, saying, why, but and did you say that? I go in one foot, and I will be so focused in keeping my own balance that I'm not going to get into the discussion. So that's a beautiful way of how you bring. So yoga is not happening in the mat. Yoga is happening in the kitchen, you know, with your son, or at the phone call at the phone with the government. So I love it. I'm so passionate about it.
Well, the next question, I think you've already answered what your top one tip is for reducing stress. So I think I'm going to get you to think of 3 others, if that's okay. So what are your top 3 tips for reducing stress and promoting well-being during lockdown?
Well, I have so many, more than 3, but I would say maybe more. But one, I wouldn't call it lockdown to start, because a word that is a heavy word. And if you start your day thinking I'm in a lockdown, you know, the weight of that word, you are not only lock, but you are down, you know.
Yeah, it
So
makes you feel trapped, doesn't it? Yeah.
yes, so it's a very heavy word. So I would start by looking and watching at my at the words I'm saying every day, because if I am alone at home or I'm speaking with my family, I being very mindful of my words, that would help me in my well-being. Of course, yoga. And I would also recommend to find so to do something you love, you know. Finally we have some time at home, finally we can get to draw and to paint and to do like knitting. I have here a whole you know, like this is my back of, you know, so so I knit, I do a lot of things, and I have my everything to for my paintings or writing, painting. Find a talent, find a hobby, find something, do something you love, connect with your family, make time together, go out for a walk, connect with nature, walk on your bare feet, with your bare feet on the grass. That's very important. Wake up early and elevate your mornings, as Robin Sharma says in his book, The 5 a.m. Club. So honor your mornings, elevate your life, something like that. So wake up early. And one thing very important is, don't work in your pajamas. Get ready like if you were going for a date every day. Feel pretty. Sometimes I come.
Right,
Yeah, because sometimes I come back from my run or something, and I see my partner still in his pajama having this weekly meeting with his with them. I said like, so he's like a t-shirt here, but in his pajama. I said like, go and take a shower, you know. And he immediately goes and yes, and then he said, oh yes, thank you, I feel so much better. So by staying in your pajama the whole day, that's not going to help. So feel pretty, have some makeup if you want, but not necessary, but just have clothes like if you were going for a date. And the last and but not least is find a way to serve. That's going to help a lot. And you can serve even from home. Like that was my way. When I started doing yoga because I started to see a lot of aunties and friends getting really depressed by staying at home. So I said, you know what? I'll do yoga online and come with me. And it was a massive action. And I was like 3 months delivering free yoga classes, 1 week in English, 1 week in Spanish, during 3 months, nonstop.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much, because I felt, okay, I'm giving back something to society, and I am helping friends and family. So I think a good way to have mental health during this time at home, which is for me not a lockdown, but yeah, like this time at home, is find a way to serve. There are many ways to serve. You can be creative, and you will find a lot of ways to serve from home.
Yeah, because everybody's got talents, haven't they? Everybody's, you know,
You can cook, you
communicative,
can
they've all got
bake.
something to
Yeah,
share.
you can bake a cake and bring it to the local, you know, people where like elderly people live, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. There's so many ways. Or you can even call old auntie that you don't see years ago and tell her that you love her. That's already service, you know. That you made a day for someone. So there are many ways. And by giving, you will get twice, 3 times, 7 times more.
Yeah, if you make just one person a day happier, then
Yeah.
how many is that in the course of a month, a year, and a lifetime?
Yes.
You know, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I
Yes.
love
Yes.
it. Yeah.
It will help us to also with our own well-being. So yeah, serving is like number one, and feeling grateful also. I'm giving a lot of tips now, but
No, go for it. That's
it's my
great.
zone of genius, you know. So yeah, it's and it doesn't mean that I don't get down sometimes. Of course I get down. Of course, sometimes I get like, oh, but I get up easier, because I also, that's another tip, get yourself well surrender, you know, like surrender, no, so surrounded by people, you know, by high quality people, by people that will lift you up, people that will lift you up. That's very important. I have a very good network of community of people that is cheering me up every time I get down. You are in that community, for example, and many family members and friends, and that's important to have. We are social animals, we're social.
We are. Absolutely.
So being at home, it is the way it is, but there are a lot of ways to get connected with other people.
Yeah, and that connection is so important as well, isn't it? And
It
stopping you
is.
from feeling sort of isolated while stuck indoors. What would you say has had the biggest impact for you personally in terms of stress relief?
Stress.
Yeah. What's had the biggest impact in relieving your own stress?
Well, the biggest, I have had hard times of stress, and meditation has always helped me through it. The biggest thing I had, well, of course, the death of my mother, the death of my partner, the father of my son, were huge, but that's life, there are things out of my control and I cannot do anything about it. So okay, that's something that happens, and right. But then there was something that it was in my control, and that was not doing what I was loving, and doing, like working because I had to in something that I didn't love at all, and that it was not even closely related with my zone of genius or with my career of my studies. And when you realize that was that you are doing what you are not loving, or you are not loving what you are doing, that's a huge, because sometimes we get dumb. We get like, we have a good paycheck, so we don't care. And at some point you start to look at your life and how you are serving, how you are helping others, and then you realize that you are helping a few people to get richer and richer, but you are not really contributing to social, something socially, like good. So taking the decision of leaving that job was a huge thing for me. That was huge, against all people saying like, you are crazy, you don't have anything, but then going through it and standing in my word, standing in my feet and saying, this is it, and as from now I do only what I love. And then meditating through it. Meditation has helped me a lot, and yoga, of course, and standing in my feet and saying like, I quit. This is not what I'm meant for.
Yeah.
So
and I think there's a lot of people reevaluating their lifestyles as well, aren't they, at the moment? Having that chance to pause has been another positive, really, from from staying at home, is that people have had to think, well, what do I like? What do I want to do with my life? Is this what I want to do? Because that huge change for everybody just really does make you think about it a bit more.
Yes, absolutely. And it's having this opportunity of stopping and saying like, is this the way I want my life to, like, what would you do if they tell you have 3 months or 6 months? What would you be doing? Would you be doing that job now? And then when the answer is no way, so what are you waiting for? Like, and I can, with all respect, I don't want to minimize, or how you say that, when all the negative impact that this situation, pandemic thing that has affected us and many people. I have family members and friends who have died from this, and yes, but we can, yes, and and at the same time, it has given us lots of opportunities to to connect with us, to have time at home, to connect with our families, to learn to cook maybe, or, decluttering is another tip that I'm giving. Cleaning, and, like, we have more time, so that drawer has to be cleansed, or, cleaned up, or oh, I have so many clothes, I can now really start to give them away. There's so many things we can do now that before we maybe wouldn't have the time or even think about. So this is a huge opportunity that life is giving us, and this situation is giving us. And that's another way of like a well-being hack, is try to find the positive in this situation as well. This is a situation like many others, and if you start going into the drama and the pain and, oh, why me, then you will stay there. But if you find like opportunities into this, you're going to rise up and fly high.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, you've given us so much there, so many useful tips. That's absolutely amazing. My next question was, is there anything you'd like to share with us to support parents with ensuring that their emotional and physical well-being is a high priority whilst managing all the stresses at the moment?
Yes, there is one other thing I would like to share, and it's the importance of, well, I said already, gratitude, but journaling is also, it will help you to your well-being, with your well-being. For me, journaling is like a free psychotherapy, It's a free psychotherapy. So you go and tell everything what you would tell to your shrink, for saying in a way. and then you will also have the time to reflect on that, and you will find the answers that he will maybe at some point give you, or make you find by your own, because that's something you also need to know. Or, of course, you don't need to know it, you know it already, is that the guru is within yourself. Your master, everything what you are looking for, it is within you.
Yeah,
that's so
absolutely.
Yeah, so we think like, we, oh no, for doing this I need to do this course, I need to go to India, I need to know the Dalai Lama, and I have to meet Oprah, whatever. No, all the answers are within you. You just journal, journal, journal every day. I do it every morning when I wake up, and every evening before I go to sleep. Why? Because in the morning, it gives me the opportunity to, let's say, plan and visualize my day, and prepare my day, and set the tone, and have my gratitude list, and I'm grateful for this and that. And in the evening, it helps me to empty my head. Yeah. So I empty my head, all the thoughts that I have, like for example, yesterday or 2 days ago, 10 minutes before I went to sleep, my partner said, like, oh, have you, where is, I don't know, he was looking for something. Yeah, something, yeah, like like a cable for something. And then he said, where is the cable? I don't find it. What is the cable? And then I said, seriously? I mean, like 5 minutes before I go to sleep, you put me that. I mean, it's not that I allow him, like, it's not that he makes me, but I said, like, I don't need that stress 5 minutes before. So what I did, I took my diary and I said, that cable he will find that cable within the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to fall asleep, and I'm not thinking in that cable anymore, because that cable is here at home and I don't care. I mean, like, and then the funniest thing is that he came, I go to sleep very, very early. I go to sleep at 9:30 in the evenings, because I woke up 22:05. So he came up at midnight, and he said, hey, psst. He woke me up. Hey, and I said, yeah, what? I found it. and I said, okay. And then I fall asleep. I woke up at 5. I went down. I was meditating, and he came down at 6. I was really like, I don't know where, but I was way out of here. And he came down and he said, did I tell you? I found it, and I do one eye open. I said, like, seriously? I mean, like, you wake me up yesterday, you take me out of the meditation. I knew you were going to find it. So yeah, write
I
it in the
totally relate
evening.
to that.
Yeah. Write it in the evening is also very important. It's crucial because then you empty your head and then you go to sleep. Like empty, without thinking, oh, I have to do this. Oh yeah, oh, all this to-do list, put it in your diary and in your diary, your journal, and then you go to sleep.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's a great tip. I'm going to go and buy myself a journal. I really,
Oh,
really.
I will show you one day. I have like 7 different book, like notebooks. That's something I really, really love. It's bullet journals. I have like 7 different, and I write in all of them. Like, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm sure you've all really got so much value from Luisa. So Luisa, will you share with us how people can work with you further should they feel drawn to, and where they can find you?
Sure. I will put also in the comments the link to my website is Luisa Convers, like my name, luisaconvers.com. That is my website, and the email is like my website with info@luisaconvers.com. You are very welcome to send me an email. If there is a way I can help you, I'll be very, very happy to help you. Whether it is with yoga, well-being, meditation, also Akashic records as well. But yeah, and just if it's just to say hello, I would love it. That would be lovely also to say hello. You don't need to buy anything from me. Just say, come by and say hello. That would be great. And the Instagram is Lu Convers as well. So
yeah, and you've got an amazing Facebook community as well, haven't you? Where you share
I do. Yes, you're very welcome to come and like the page if you want and see, because I come there weekly for sure, sometimes daily, with some videos, yoga classes, recipes. There are so many things. So it's the Luisa Convers, the Wellbeing Warrior. That's the page.
Yeah. Send me all the links and I'll make sure everybody gets
I will. Thank you. I will.
Thank you so much for all that amazing advice. I've absolutely loved this interview. And sadly, this is the last of our interviews for Feel Fabulous February. So do post in the comments any questions that you want to ask. Post them in the comments and we'll get back to you with some answers. And let us know what your thoughts have been on this month. If you'd like more interviews to continue, drop in the comments and let us know. And just thank you for joining us for this amazing month. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Luisa and all the other speakers. We've had Joanne Lee, we've had Louise Winstanley, we've had Katarzyna Richter. And it's just been such an amazing month. So thank you all for joining us on our journey. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Bye bye.